The Oklahoma City Thunder are just now one win away from the NBA Finals after a nail biting 128-126 win over the Minnesota Timberwolves. This young OKC team has officially put the entire league on notice. They're no longer that up and coming squad. I feel like they're here and they are dangerous. The big three really came to play in this one. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was unstoppable, 40 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists, straight up an MVP performance. Jalen Williams, calm, confident, hitting big shots all night, finishing with 34. And Chet Holmgren, back in Minnesota, his hometown, showed up with 21 points, a monster block, and endless energy in this one. This was the Thunder Big Three, pretty much a real deal game for them, and they came to dominate this. The other point was the Timberwolves role players were insane in this game, man. It's all credit to them. They really kept them into this game. They just had an insane night between Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Dante DiVincenzo combining for over 40 points and nailed 5 threes each. They kept the Wolves alive, and the Stars were struggling, and we can, talk about that a little bit later. But they hit some clutch shots, to keep the game close here and there. The Thunder's defense was just all time in this. I mean, it was just at another level that we have not seen from them. Chet Holmgren protecting the rim, Jalen Williams locking up on the perimeter, and Shai just making life miserable for them. And obviously we have Dort Caruso and Cason Wallace rotating, contesting, swarming. This defense isn't just good. I feel like it has all-time potential. The Thunder answered the Wolves' runs pretty much all the way down the game. I mean, every single time Minnesota made a run, and they made several times, OKC just went and answered back. We would be down maybe even 5 points. Shai would hit a mid-range. The crowd would get loud, and Jalen Williams hits another dagger three. It just felt like the momentum was flipping on and off all night. Holmgren had that monster block at the end. The team really just didn't flinch, especially after this Denver series that we won. It wasn't just because we have more talent. We have the experience from the previous series that we're carrying into this, and we're showing maturity. I feel like no other team that's this young would not fold under this type of pressure. They didn't get rattled on the road. We saw that in Denver. We saw that here. This was just the kind of game that builds DNA for a championship, and we're building that relentlessly. Anthony Edwards and Randle weren't that great, on the Wolves side. They were just not at their best. They never got really into rhythm. Randle struggled all game long, and they really need their stars to step up for Game 5 here at Paycom. It's going to be a big one. I think really when you break this down, like I mentioned, we just rose to the moment. I didn't feel like it was a luck, and man, this was just a statement. One win away. I feel like this just separates the Oklahoma City Thunder from their first NBA Finals run, and let's just hope they can finish that job here at Game 5, because we know what happened, previous times we were up 3. But if you guys like this type of content, I'd really appreciate you guys to, I guess, hit that subscribe button and like and everything else like that. We'll finish out looking at some of these highlights here before we really end it. Shai with a nice mid-range, easy spin move right there. Let's see what kind of defense we got rocking and rolling. Hartenstein has had limited minutes in this, and that's mainly due to spacing. He doesn't fit this type of series. We saw that with the Nuggets. We obviously needed him more, playing against Jokic. I felt like in this, it was just not necessary to